Pretty good. Not much on the log. Just kind of wade through the stuff. The aggravated assaults, the first two of them, one of them was a duplicate. The other two, I guess, were domestic cases. Both of them were strangulation, no serious injuries from that. The last one, that was had one person threaten another person with a gun. Sounds like these two guys know each other, had some bad history. One of them showed up in a car, pointed a gun at the other, and then the suspect with the gun left. Officers later found him at his place, so he was arrested for the aggravated assault, but no injuries. The gun was not fired. That was yesterday afternoon, and that was about 3:30 p.m. in the 600 block of West Bennett Street.
That was just aggravated assault he was charged with.
Just the one count of aggravated assault, yep.
His name.
Yep. His last name is, I'll just spell Aguer. First is Duang, I think, Duang. Middle is Deng Mayom, Dengmayom. And he's 21 from Sioux Falls.
Was the gun loaded? Did they find it to be loaded?
Let me see. Well, I guess I don't know if it was loaded or not. The gun was found inside the apartment when they found the suspect. There was some empty magazines and some magazines that had bullets in them. He claimed that there was no bullets in it, but we don't have any way of knowing if it was loaded or not loaded at the time he pointed it at him.
And so there's just two individuals involved?
Yes.
And were they like together, or did like the one that or another one pull up on them?
Yeah, so the victim was at the apartment there on West Bennett Street, and then the suspect pulled up. I'm not sure if what was going on, but as the suspect walked out of the apartment, he saw the suspect, as the victim walked out of the apartment, he saw the suspect in the car, and the suspect pointed a gun at the victim, and then the suspect ended up driving away.
So did he do it from inside the car?
From inside the car, yeah. The suspect was inside the car at the time when it happened.
Was the gun found when he was arrested?
The gun was found in his apartment, in the suspect's apartment.
Oh,
And the one burglary that involves a juvenile, the cardiac arrest was an unattended death. Disorderly conduct, nothing big out of there. A few reports, a couple of them involved juveniles, nothing high dollar. Let's see. The embezzlement, I believe, I just wanted to double check on those. I think they're all cars that were loaned out, but yep, well, all three embezzlements were cars that were loaned out. The family offenses had a couple of protection order violations, and then a couple of reports. We did have that report come through where we talked about that yesterday, where the person claimed to be a city employee. This was an online report, so I don't have a whole lot of details, but let's see. That one doesn't have a date on it. So the report was made yesterday afternoon, but I don't have anything more than what we gave out yesterday. And let's see, the other frauds, ID theft, bad check, larcenies, nothing big. A couple of shopliftings, a couple of unlocked cars, but nothing high dollar taken. Narcotics were marijuana and meth. The rape was a report. The simple assaults were primarily domestics. And then vandalism, some graffiti, and then cars that were damaged. And I think that's about it.
Any details on, that, missing, child from yesterday?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. So that was the runaway report. I mean, there wasn't anything suspicious with that.
Do you know what time she was found?
Say that again.
Do you know what time she was found?
I don't. Let me look up this one. Do you have her name by chance? Otherwise I can.
Yeah. Last name was, I think, Madrid Rodriguez.
What was it?
Last name Madrid Rodriguez.
There it is. Yep, I got it now. Yep.
Naomi.
Let's see. There it is. I think it was last night, but yeah, it was about 10:45 that she was found last night.
You said safely, correct?
Yeah, she was found safe, yeah.
Do you have a location where she was found?
Yeah. It's being kind of slow, sorry. Looks like she just returned home.
Okay.
He said there's nothing foul about that.
No, it was, yeah, she was just gone. The reason it was put out was because of her age. Anytime we have kids that are 13 years or younger, they've really been deemed not to be old enough to be able to care for themselves. And so there's, I guess, just a little bit more attention that comes to that. So anytime we have young juveniles like that, like I said, 13 or younger, we always release their information to try to find them as soon as we can. The older kids, while they may run away, they have a little bit more maybe mental, no, that's probably the wrong word, but they're able to kind of plan out ahead a little bit more, that they can stay with friends, or, you know, basically those older kids that are runaways have a plan. The younger kids don't always have the cognitive process to be able to figure out where they're going to go or where they're going to stay. So that's generally the difference between when we're releasing information and when we don't. I mean, we have 500 or 600 runaways a year, so it's the people that have medical problems, diminished capacity, or very young children. Those are the ones that we release. So there wasn't anything suspicious with this. It was just because of her age that we released her information.
More precautionary mode.
That's exactly it, yeah.
How long, the much time goes by before you guys put out that alert and the information out there? for these-
There's no time frame for a missing person or a runaway report. So if, yeah, I mean, if we're talking specifically a runaway, if the child isn't supposed to be someplace where they're not, then they could be considered a runaway. And so I'd say generally speaking, the parents find out about it that the kid left school or didn't come home or walked away, and it's probably within a few minutes or an hour or two that we get notified. So it's, I would say almost as soon as the parents notice that the kid is missing or not where they're supposed to be, that they would call us. And most of those kids we're able to find in a short amount of time, but sometimes it takes a little bit to be able to track them down. Anything else? Okay, thank you.